Hi guys, welcome. All right, I'm just gonna give everyone um, a few minutes to get settled. Hi guys, welcome to my live. Welcome to class. So I just want to check. Can you all hear me properly? Can you hear me? Let me know. Can you hear me? Is the sound good? Giving everyone like 3 minutes, and then I'm going to start. So while that is going on, I'm going to get my toner and I'm going to start by toning my face as usual. Skin prep first, guys. Skin prep. Prepping first. So I went ahead and washed my face. So as you can see, it's like really dry because there's no product on it. So I'm just toning. Okay. I'm going to assume everyone can hear me clearly. If that is the case, let's get right into this video. So this is the prepping stage, and I have just applied my toner, so I'm going to blow it down. Next, I'm going to be spraying my face with some rose water, and I'm using the Garnier Skin. It has some rose water on it. Wow. I just like to make sure that my face is well hydrated. Hi, welcome to my live. Welcome to class. So I'm just blowing this down so that it dries, and then I'm going to go ahead and apply my moisturizer. But before that, I'll be putting my serum. I like to put my serum before my moisturizer. Hello, Didi. Welcome. Welcome to my live. How are you? Where are you watching from? Welcome, guys. Can you hear me clearly? Just let me know if you can hear me clearly. So I like to take a serum and apply it just after I have toned my face. So I'm taking my serum like so, and I am applying. Oh, that's good to know. It's good to know that you're fine. How is everyone? Say hello in the comments. If you're new here, my name is Jenna and I am a makeup artist. So I like to use my hands to apply my toner. Hi Blackpink, how are you? You seem familiar. Have you been on my live before? So I just like to use my hands and then I extend it to my neck. So I like to prep my skin before I put any kind of makeup. I don't want my skin to be dry while applying that makeup. So my skin prep is simply like I'm using the Beauty of Johnson Glow Serum. Yeah, this is the one, Beauty of Johnson. There are two glow serums. They have the glow dip, but this is the glow serum. I prefer this one. I find that it's more hydrating than the glow dip. So I stick to this one. Uh, yeah. For my toner, I like to use Thayers, but feel free to use any other brand you like. And I like to have like a fan handy just to help in the drying process. I'm excited for today's live because I haven't done something very like artistic. Aside from the sunset like eyeshadow I created, this is going to be like the second artistic eyeshadow that I have done in a while. I find that the other eyeshadows, they are nice, but they're pretty basic, right? I find that you can't wear like a butterfly eyeshadow everywhere, right? So this is pretty different. Okay, the next thing I like to apply is my moisturizer. And my moisturizer of choice is the e.l.f. Holy Hydration. I like to mix it in with a thirst drop. This is very hydrating, so I like to use both of them together. And I like to put it on my hand. Just put a little bit. This is how much I'm using. Then I'm gonna put this in. Hi KBD, how are you? Welcome to my live. Where are you watching from? So I'm just going to mixing them both together and then applying it to my skin. I like my face to be very hydrated. I am good. I am good. Welcome to my life. Where are you watching from? I am shooting this video from Canada. I am in Canada. If you're new here, my name is Jenna, and I think I've thrown away my microphone. Oh boy. Anyways, guys, is the sound good? Oh, you're also in Canada. Nice. What part of Canada do you stay? So this will get my face very moisturized, and then I'm going to go ahead with my primer. Okay. Oh, well, BC. Nice to have you on my live. Have you heard of Sudbury? I'm in Sudbury. It's in Northern Ontario. So I don't know. Many people don't seem to know Sudbury, but I'm hoping that you do. So this is what it looks like. My name or the name of my city or the city I'm staying in. My name is Jenna. Okay. Thank you, Didi, for clarifying that. Thank you. My name is Jenna. Okay. I just like to blow this just to get it sped up. And I'm going to be going ahead with my primer. For my primer, I like to use this one, the Milk Hydro Grip. And I like to put just a little bit at the back of my hand, and I'll be using my hand also. So you want to make sure that each product has fully dried before you go on to the next one. This helps in the overall layering of your products. So make sure that each product dries properly. Okay, I'm taking my hand and I'm placing some of that primer like so, and I'm just placing it in like this. Oh, I stay in Sudbury. It's in Northern Ontario. Do you know Sudbury? So this is what it looks like. Oh boy, that is just my pencil full out. That's crazy. Where did that come from? Okay, so now I have done this. I'm just going to let it dry. So for your primer, you want to make sure that it has dried completely just because it's like sticky. So if it doesn't dry completely, you're going to have problems when you're placing your foundation. So again, I'm grabbing my fan and assisting the drying process. Okay. Guys, yesterday was Thanksgiving in Canada. If you're in Canada, how was your Thanksgiving? And happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, guys. I wasn't able to eat pumpkin pie this Thanksgiving. I'm sad. I like pumpkin pie. So this is what it looks like. And I still think it's a little bit sticky, so I'm going to blow it down just to get it super dry. And then I'm moving next with my foundation. So I'll have an eyeshadow palette, sorry, a makeup palette. This is where I like to place my foundation, just so that I don't have like excess products. So I'm going to be placing some of this because I like to mix my foundation to get the closest to my skin tone. So I will be mixing the Maybelline. Oh, oh, nice. Well, my Thanksgiving wasn't bad. I got to hang out with friends and then I came back home. So it was pretty okay. So I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me in the shade, and this is their matte polish. I'm using this in the shade 340. I like to mix this with the V Beauty in the shade Maroon 8. And this is a Nigerian brand. I really love this because it blends super good. Guys, if you didn't know, I'm Nigerian. So I like to put some of this here and then I'll be mixing the two brands together. Okay. Uh, yeah, I know. It was pretty good. And I didn't have to like go to work, so I was happy. I was happy for that. I could rest a bit. So I'm going to be mixing this two together like so. And I like to use the back of my spoolie brush, my eyebrow brush, this one, and I'm placing it just on my skin like so. I'm placing this here, here, and here. And see that it's slightly lighter, so I'm going to get it more even by taking some of that dark foundation and just adding some of it. Now I like to use a beauty blender. As you can see, my beauty blender is really big, it's fat because I soaked it in like water and then made sure that all of the water was out. If I squeeze it, there is no water coming out. It is damp and not wet. So you want to use a damp beauty sponge to blend in your products. But before I do that, I like to spray my foundation. I'm pretty sure I ate that. I'm sure it got in my mouth. Anyways, I like to use the damp sponge. Then I like to pick up some of that product from the palette, like so, making sure that there is some on this. This helps the product to blend evenly on your skin. And it doesn't lift the product when you place it on your skin. So make sure that you're not using like an empty brush or an empty beauty blender. Always make sure there's product on it. So I'm just placing this like so. And I'm just pressing it in. I'm doing the same for the top. I find that using the beauty blender kind of absorbs some of the product so that it's not like too much and it's not overpowering when you're placing the product. It gives you like a light finish. So, and also depends on your foundation, right? This foundation is not really, is a medium coverage. So you're not going to get like the full coverage. If you want a full coverage, you will have to build it up. And by building up, I mean like layering it. So you put the first time, then you add the second time or a third time, depending on what you're trying to achieve. It all depends on you. So I'm just going to cover some of that. So I'm going back with the foundation. Guys, The first one is already dry, so I have to redo this again, the mixture again. So this I am mixing again just to give me that closeness to the skin tone. Oh, all right. Take care. Have a good one. And I hope to see you again. I do my live every day by 10 p.m. Toronto Canadian time. So I hope to see you again. So, like I said, I'm going to keep on blending this until it is close enough. So, this is what it looks like. Okay. The next thing I like to do is to contour. And to contour, I'll be using a darker foundation, but this is too dark, so I will be mixing it as well. So this is V Beauty as well, and is in the shade Ebony 8. So for this, I'm going to be placing on my palette, and I'm going to be mixing it with another foundation as well. So you can use your concealer, but I like this because the texture is really good and it's easy to work with. So oh boy, I'm just placing this down and I'm grabbing a brush. Like I said, don't use an empty brush. Make sure that you put some products before you apply. So I'm taking that product. So this is what I like to do whenever I'm applying foundation. I like to smooth it out before I apply it. Foundation, concealers, I typically do that with all of them. So I'm going to be placing this and blending it in an upward motion, like so. And I'm being very light-handed with this. You don't want to press too much, or else you have like a very hard time blending it. So I'm trying to be as light-handed as possible so that blending is pretty easy. So I like to go over it on my temple like so. This is contouring. I'm just giving my face some structure like so. And I'm doing the same thing for the side. And I'm just moving it. So you typically contour from your ear this way. But I like to move it up just because my face is round and I like to give it like a slimmer illusion. So this is what it looks like. I'm going to go ahead and use a beauty sponge. Remember, don't use an empty beauty sponge. So I'm taking some of that and I'm just blending this in like so. I'm going to keep on blending it. And then I'm going to go ahead and follow it up with my blush. And for my blush, I like to use the brand Rare Beauty. This is like a tester one, I'll say, like a small size one, just to try it out and know, like, find out if you like the product. So I've been using it for a while. I think it's pretty good. So this, I'm just placing it like so. Oh boy. I'm just placing that blush. This is what it looks like. I'm going to be grabbing my brush and then I'll be using it to blend it in. I like to use the same brush that I used to do my contour to blend in my blush. And I just like to tap it softly until it blends in and looks like it's in my skin. This just helps to blend it into that contour. And I keep tapping it until it has literally gone into my skin. So this is what it's looking like. I'm going to do the same thing for here. I just like to press it in, and I just keep going over back front until I get it looking nice. So this is what it's looking like, and I think I like it. I'm just gonna blend this all out. And this is what it looks like. So now my contour is done, my blush is done. Let's get to the fun part, the highlight. So to highlight, I'll be using the brand Maybelline as well. So guys, it's missing. I can't find it. Well, in that case, I have to improvise and use. I actually have a concealer palette, so I think I'll be using that today. I haven't used that before on my life, so that is good. I'll be using the palette. This is also from the brand V Beauty. This is a very pigmented this is a very pigmented concealer. So let's see. I'm gonna pick my brush. I'm gonna pick a shade. Let's see, I'm gonna pick a close enough shade. And this, I'll be placing like so. Is that the right shade? Let's see. Let's test it out. Is that a close enough shade? I feel like that is a little too light. It's not light enough. Yeah, I think this is good. Where's the brush? Where's the brush? Where's the brush? Where's my brush? All right, guys, it's crazy in here. It's a little but better. Do, do, do. Gotta get this together. Da, 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 da. Okay, guys, it's really chaotic right now. I don't know what's going on. Give me a minute, I'll be back, guys. And we're back. Okay, so I found it. I'm using my Maybelline in the shade 42. This is what I'm going to be using. And I'm just going to be placing it like so. Placing it here. And here. You're actually supposed to shake this before you use it, but I didn't remember to do that. So I'm going to be placing it here. Like so. And this I'll be placing last. And then I'll be placing it here. I'm going to do the same thing here. And then I'll be placing it here as well. Remember, you should be placing it on your brush before you apply. So I'm going to be doing the exact same thing. I'm going to grab my brush, or if you're using a beauty blender, put it on your beauty blender before you blend it in. I'm picking my brush, then I'm going to be applying some of that here, and then I'll be blending it like so. So applying it on your brush helps the overall blending, and it helps you not to helps the product not to lift when you apply with your brush. Right. I think I want to use my beauty blender this time. So I'm just placing it like so. So depending on the brand of concealer you use, you want to work really fast because this one is really drying on me. So I'm just gonna blend it in. So if you find out that like your concealer has dried before you were able to blend it in properly, you can do the same thing I did when I did my foundation. You can spray on it, allow it to set just a little, and then you go ahead and continue with it. Okay, so but whenever you place your concealer, you want it to dry just a little bit before you blend. This will give you a fuller coverage, especially like if your concealer isn't a full coverage concealer. This is just a hack that works. So I like to blend this upwards like so. We need to do the same thing here. And you want to look up. Just keep blending it like so. And then I will blend this one. I did this one first. I'm going to stack this. So I like to look up so that I can get the under eye very well. And I like to move just a little bit of the product on my eyelid, like so. And I think I want to add some more here just because this one is not the same. So I'm going to go ahead and blend this one using my blender. And my beauty blender is actually from Walmart. Um, I had one that I'd been using for a long time, so I had to get rid of it because it was ripping off. I really love that one because it's really soft, and although this one is not as soft, but I think it does the work. This is the e.l.f. Let's see. Look at it. The e.l.f. Total what? Total Face Duo and Sponge Duo. So this you can get in Walmart, and it's not too expensive, so you can grab it at Walmart. But the best practice, like with your beauty sponge, is you really want it damp to get it doing the work for you. So I'm going to go ahead and blend this one up. Just like so. If you want, it's not compulsory. If you want, you can place an even lighter concealer in this corner. It's not compulsory, it's totally optional. And to do this, I like to use the Rimmel. This is in the shade 070 Honey. Hi, BYRT, how are you? Welcome to my life. I like to take just a little bit. I'll place it just in there. Oh my god. That was not a little bit. It's okay, guys. You can leave it to set for a little bit, or you can just blend it right away. So I think I'm going to be blending it. I don't want it too light. I don't want it too dramatic. I like to look up and like so. And then I'm going to do the same thing here. And this is what it's looking like. I'm gonna go back into that brush. Just because I feel like the blender is so, like, it's so big. It's not really getting that corner like I want it to. So I switch back to my brush and I'm going to do this. Now, if you want your under eye looking like really good, you really want to grab your setting powder and keep it close by so that you can set your under eye immediately you're done with the concealer. And I like to tap off the excess and place. So for this, I like to press into my skin like so, just pressing it. just so that you can set that concealer. You want to press it in like so. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing for here. So if you're like not used to this technique, that's okay. Just make sure that when you blend your under eye, you set it immediately. Then you can go ahead and blend the rest of your face. So I'm just placing this here, like so. BYRT small boy. Where are you watching from? And I like to place this here. When I'm done setting my under eye, then I go ahead to set the rest of the places that the concealer went on, like so. This is why I need to tap off the excess. So I smile a lot. So if you're like me, you're gonna have a lot of smile lines. So you can also set your smile line with the powder. Hmm. I'm gonna go ahead and do the second one. So now that I'm done setting it, I'm gonna go ahead and set the contour. And to do this, I like to use a powder palette. This is also from the brand V Beauty. This is a 12 in 1 powder palette. It's perfect for like a makeup artist, or if you are struggling to pick your shade, it's perfect to have like a palette. It helps you. Or if you're like me, that you tend to tan during like the summer, or your shade just switches up during the summer, this is good for you. Having a powder palette just helps you to have more options, right? So it's a good investment. I like to take the powder, tapping off the excess, then I'm going to be setting that contour. And just placing it like so with this brush. To place it upwards into that blush. I'm going to be doing the same thing here, just into that blush. So this is what it looks like. I'm going to go ahead and grab my blush, and I would also be setting the blush. Guys, this is a makeup channel. We do makeup here. Why are you asking, KBD? Why do you want to know? Well, this is what it looks like, right? So I'm going to grab this brush. And I like to pick a shade here. I think I should use, I think I want to use like an orange blush today. So I won't be using my typical blush palette. So I want my blush to come out a bit more orange. So I'll be using my eyeshadow palette just because the look I'm doing is very colorful. So I want something warmer. I want a blush that is like warm, really warm. So I'm going to be picking this orange shade here, and I'm going to be using it as my blush. So I'm just placing it like so. So I have like warm undertones. So I find that the orange um really pops on my skin. So For warm undertones, orange is good for you, red as well, would pop on your skin. And then if you have like a cool undertone, you might want to use shades like purple. I think pink too works. So, and you can determine your undertone like from your from the internet first of all, or if you're not like still sure, I think you can know from like your veins, right? If you have like a blue green vein, I believe you should be like a warm undertone because mine is like a green vein, so that's like warm undertone. But if your veins are like more purple kind of shade, so you might just be cool tone. So knowing your tone also helps you like to select things like your foundation, from your foundation to your concealers to your um even eyeshadow match, right? I mean, it doesn't necessarily depend for eyeshadow, but like for things like your blushes, your foundation, your concealer, your undertone will really help you get something very accurate. So like so, I'm just placing it just to set that blush. Oh my goodness. KBD, why are you asking all these questions? We're doing makeup. Come on, we're doing makeup. So this is what it looks like. I'm doing makeup, doing a makeup tutorial. So this is what it looks like anyways. It looks warm, it looks like something that suits my skin and I really love that. So now that I'm done setting it, I'm gonna go ahead and set the rest of my face. And to set the rest of my face, I like to use the same powder palette. Using a shade that is closer to my skin tone, I'll be setting my face. So you want to set the rest of your face just because you know there's like foundation there. So make sure that you're setting the rest of your face. So using the pressed powder is really like a good option to set the rest of your face. So your pressed powder is perfect. I'm just gonna keep on pressing it until it looks good. This just also blends everything in together and makes it look like one happy family. But this is what it's looking like. So far so good. I think this looks good. So the next thing I want to do now is to go into doing my brows. And my all-time favorite way of doing my brows is grabbing a hair gel, putting just a teeny bit on my hand, and I'll be using like a brush, a brow brush like this, and then I will be applying that to my brow. I like to brush my brow in place with the brow brush and with the gel. This just sets your brow in place so that you can be able to work with it. So that you are able to work with it. Just like so. I'm just gonna. My brows are growing out, so it's getting like pretty tougher to work with them. So This just helps me get my brows secure in one place, like so. Just brushing it until that gel really gets your brow staying in place. This will get your brow also not to move and just stay in one place. So this is done. I like to grab my brush and I will be placing some powder on it. And I like to pick some setting powder, and this I'll be using to set that brow. Remember that your gel is like slippery, so you want to set it before you work on it. So this is what I am doing. And don't forget that we have makeup on, so you have to be careful on your face. I like to use this just to hold down so that I'm not moving the product on my skin. To do my brows, I like to use either a pencil or like a gel. I think because my brows are growing out, I'm going to be using both the pencil and the gel. It's not really a gel. It's actually my lipstick that I used, but I find that it's really dark. It's close, like close enough to my brow color, so I find that it works perfectly. And to do that, I like to grab like an angle brush. This brush is very thin, so it makes it easier to work with. Like your brows are easier to work with. This is what it actually looks like. It has a slanty kind of shape, so it makes working with it's pretty easy. So this I like to apply just a little bit on my hand, and this is like a lip stain, right? So it dries really quickly. So I'm just placing this on my hand like so, and then I'm going to be grabbing the brush. I like to start from the middle like this. And for my brows, I'm just following the natural line of my brow. I'm not trying to overdraw it or anything, just following the line. Going back into that product. When I come to the front, I'm very light-handed just because I want it to look very natural in front. I'm going to come to the top like so. And this is what it's looking like. And you can also do the same thing if you have just a pencil. Just follow like your brow line. And you want to make sure that your pencil is super sharp, just like this. This helps it. This just helps to give like the precise line that you want. So I don't like to use a blunt pencil. A sharp pencil is best for you. And you can use this to fill up any place that you think that needs to be filled up. Like so, like so. Then I will be doing the front as well. And I'm going back in with that brush to make sure everything looks good. So I think this looks good. I'm gonna go ahead and do the exact same thing for this one. I'm taking some of that lipstick and placing it down. I'm gonna be using the brush again. So remember to work fast. This is drying on me, guys. Okay. You basically just want like an outline that you can follow. This is what it looks like. And if you like make an accident or like a mistake, it's good. You can fix it when you're cleaning it up with a concealer. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the top. Just like so. This is what it looks like. So now I'm gonna get the pencil, and so remember that I already used the pencil, so it got a little blunt. I'm gonna make sure that it's as sharp again. Remember, I said use very sharp pencil. This guarantees that your brow comes out looking flawless every time. So it's super pointy. This is what I want every time I do my brows. So lots of sharpening going on. So make sure you're choosing the right shade of pencil too. Don't just go grab any pencil. Make sure it's the one that is close enough to your brows so that it looks natural, especially if you like a natural looking brow. Using the right shade of pencil will help you achieve that. So I'm just going to be filling this up like so. And I think that is it. Just gonna fill that part in. And then I'll be using my brush. So my brows are growing out, so that means I'm going to be getting thicker brows now whenever I want to do them. So I have to clean them up with a razor. So if you find out that you're doing like thick brows every time, that's probably the reason why you're doing thick brows, just because your brows have grown out and you might just need to clean them up. And you can do that with like a razor. Or you can pluck or you can thread. I've never done the threading method, so I don't know how that works. So you can try it. If you've done it before, just let me know. Maybe I'll give it a try. So what I do to get my eyebrows looking really good and clean is I like to use two different shades to conceal the brows. So I like to use like a darker shade and a lighter shade. And the dark shade just kind of blends closer to my skin for the edge and for the inner corner here. So I'm going to grab my brush. I like to use a rounded brush to do this. So to this, I'm grabbing this. I'm going to just come here and clean this up. So this is what I'm doing. Like so. And now to get the end looking really nice, I like to wipe off everything. Make sure that there is barely any product on the brush. And I'm going to go into that darker brown, darker concealer. And this I'm going to be placing here, like so. Just to clean this out. Then I'm going to come here. So what this does is that it makes sure that the brow bone area stays highlighted. So this is a really good hack if you struggle with doing your brows. So I'm going to wipe off everything on my brush. Now don't forget that I've already placed like foundation, so I don't want to move it. So I'm wiping off everything from my brush to make sure that I have an almost empty brush. And this I'm going to be using to clean the top, just so that it doesn't move that product that is already there. Mm, there you have it. The brows are done. Easy. I'm going to grab a brush and then I'm putting some product on the brush and I'm going to be blending this. Remember, always blend it in. You can tap it and do the same here. And there you have it. That's how I get my brows done. just going to keep on going like so. I think it's pretty good. And then I'm going to be using that setting powder, and I will be setting the brows. Taking that brush, always tap off your brush, and just setting that. So this is what it's looking like. Now I'm going to do the same thing. Wipe off the brush, go back into the brighter concealer, and then I will be doing under the brow for this one. It's the same thing I'm going to be doing, just following the line, cleaning it up. This method is also good if you're like someone who likes to do their eyeshadow first before their brows. This works really good too, just so that you don't have like lots of concealer under your eye, on your eyelid rather. So I'm just going to be blending that in here. Remember, wipe off everything. Go in with a darker shade and clean out the front like so. I like to close it and just pull it down. And then I'm doing the same thing for here. And this is what it looks like. Pretty close, but not as close as I want it to be, but I can work with this. I'm just gonna do this just to check if it is. So I think I need to adjust here. So I think that looks good now. Now remember, wipe off everything and then go ahead and do the top of your brow. So you can see that my hands are pretty steady when I am doing the brow. This is just because when you keep moving your hand, you keep um like you keep getting maybe double lines. So having steady hands will help you get your brows looking nice. So I'm just gonna fix it from here just because it's a little big. Okay. Now I'm going to be blending everything in. This is what it's looking like. I'm just gonna go ahead and use some more for the inner part, for the brow bone. Just put some more here. So I'm gonna use the brush now to blend everything in, and I'm just tapping it like so. This looks nice. I like it. It's well blended. Now I'm going to go ahead and use the powder to set it. Now why you're setting this is because you don't want it to sweat. So set, always set. Okay, now these are ready. Now let's get into the main business while we're here, the butterfly. Now to do this, I like to use an eyeshadow primer on my eyes, and I will be picking the white shadow primer. This I'll be placing on my eyelid. This is going to help the eyeshadow pop. So as you can see, there's like a crease. I'm just following the natural crease to give my eye a good base. So you want to get your shadow primer just so that it helps your eyeshadow pop whenever you put it. So this is what it's looking like. And I'm just going to be extending it out just because the shadow is pretty dramatic today. So I'm just going to be tapping it in just to make sure it blends. You just want to tap it really. That's all you need. Like so. This is what it looks like. This has also given me like an outline for what I'm working with today. So I'm going to do the same here. So I like to make sure my hands are steady, steady hands. Like so. And then I'm going to move it out. Guys, this looks easy, but trust me, it's very stressful. Because you're like trying not to mess it up. So it's really stressful. But if you do this well, then your eyeshadow will pop. So I'm just blending this like so. Okay. So this is what it looks like. Okay, let's get to work. Now I'm going to be using my Endless Possibilities palette. Now I want this to be like more of like a blue shadow, so I will be using lots of the blues, lots of um the purple, and then let's just get into it. You see. So I like to grab my brush, and the first color I'm going to be starting with is my yellow. The yellow I'm going to be placing inside, and then we're going to transition into like a green and then the blue. So I want to use this shade called Honey. It's like a very light yellow, so I'm just placing in like so. So you can work in like very small sections and just be building it as you go. So this is what it looks like. I'm going to do the same thing here. Okay, so this is why you need a primer, because this yellow is really, really popping and I like that. So I'm just going to keep on packing it until I am satisfied. Just like so. And the yellow is done. I'm going to go into this turquoise. And to do that, I'm going to be grabbing my brush. Hmm. So I'm going to be blending that, placing it here, just blending it into that yellow. So I'm just going to keep unpacking it until I get a good blend. So I'm trying as possible to be very precise with the placement, because when you place this, it's really hard to move it. So have to be careful. Okay, I'm doing the same here. I'm just packing it and placing. Okay, I didn't think I would like this color combo, but I'm thinking it's working. I think it's working. So I'm just gonna keep trusting the process. So this is what it looks like. Now I don't have like a typical matte eyeshadow for the blue, so I'm gonna be using like a glitter eyeshadow for the end. So I'm really wondering if this is a good idea, but let's trust the process, guys. Let's trust the process. And honestly, the eyeliner is actually going to bring everything together and give it like that butterfly look that we're really looking for. So the placement of your shadow doesn't have to be like very perfect. So don't worry if it is not perfect. So I'm taking a blue shade and this I will be placing on this corner like so. I kind of wish like this blue was like so much more matte. Well, let's see. So I'm placing powder here just to catch the fallout, because there's going to be a lot of fallout. We're working with glitter, so you can expect lots of fallout. So this I'm just placing in here. I'm trying to merge it into that blue, into that first turquoise. So I'm just using my brush to get it in there as much as possible. Just placing, placing, placing. Now I'm going to use the other side, and I'm picking this purple for the outer corner, but I don't feel like the purple is showing, so I might go in for something darker. This is like a purple shadow. Okay, not too bad. I'm going to keep on placing it and trying to blend it as much as possible. I feel like the blue actually works well with the purple, but you see that turquoise is giving me a hard time. So I think I might just use my Mommy Tears on top of this one. This is like, I'm really grabbing this one. And this I'll be placing in here like so to match with this one. So this is like a metallic combo. I find that this is working much better. Okay, I should have done this from the start then. Okay, so this works really good. Okay, now for that yellow, I'm going to be grabbing another shade. And for this, I'll be placing on the inner corner. I need another brush. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this other eye first. And this, I'm just placing that shimmer here. I find that the shimmers pair well together, so I'm keeping this very shimmery. So I'm just using my brush to blend it in like so. I'm going to go ahead and do this one, picking that blue, just loading my brush. Just loading my brush with that blue. This eye always seems to like work out very good. And this one, I think this looks better, like in the blending. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply the purple. So I would definitely say be patient with this, because if you're not patient, you're going to be frustrated, just because this is a very artistic work, so you have to take your time. And this one is already coming out really nice, and the blend is looking good and so much better than this one. Let's see. Let's try to fix this. Okay. So this is as close as I can get it. This one needs to be fixed just a teeny bit in here. I wish like I had like an iridescent um eyeshadow. This would have worked super great for this look. Okay. I think this is not bad. Now for the bottom, I'm just going to dust off. And then we're going to start working on the bottom. Okay, so the top was pretty easy. The bottom is going to be super tricky, but let's try it. I'm not exactly sure how I want it to go, but let's try. I'm just going to place it and then map it out with the what you call it, with the liner. So let's start working, guys. So I'm thinking maybe I should put like some of that green, some of the turquoise under my eye. Just like so. Okay. So that has given me like an outline. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply more of that turquoise, just pulling it down like so. So I think a body paint will work so much better for this, but we do what we can. So I'm just picking that and placing it right here. I'm just placing it here just to create the bottom wing. Not exactly as easy as I thought, but I'm gonna keep on trying. So now I'm gonna grab the blue and just follow up with that one. I'm just placing it behind that green. Just like so. So this is just giving me an outline. Then when I go ahead with like the liner, it is super easier to work with. So keep in mind that it should be as close as possible to each other. So I'm just trying my best to Make sure that this looks really close. And then for the final part, I'm going to be using the purple just to close it up here. Like the purple isn't really reflecting, but I'm going to try my best to make sure that it looks close enough. You can already see like the wing coming in effect. I kind of like it. I didn't expect it to come out this good, but I'm glad it did. I feel like the angle for this one is just wrong, but I'm gonna keep trying. So I'm just gonna bring it in here and blend it up. So I think I want to just pull this one out just a little more for some dramatic effect. That when that liner comes there, it's gonna be really, really dramatic. I like that. Kind of like the way this one came out and this one. I'm gonna try and see if I can fix it up with my brush. If not, I will just hope that I do a good wing liner. Okay. Let's see if the concealer brush will make it easier. Okay, it's actually working. Mm-hmm. That this one is too long. This one just pointed right exactly the way I want it. Now for the front part, the liner. Wish me luck, guys. Wish me luck. Okay, so I want to have steady hands. Okay. Okay. So this is why you need like a very thin liner brush. This just helps in the outline. Okay. So for this, I'm gonna just do like a little liner here. This will just help me to get that wing. So I want to make sure that I get the wing first, and then I'm going to be doing like thicker lines. Guys, it's actually very scary. Okay, so the first one is done. I'm just trying to thicken the outer corner. And for the inner corner, I'm just going to be pulling it inwards. Okay, I'm gonna try and give it like some accents. Hmm. I'm just gonna finish this up first. The first part is done. I'm going to clean up the liner here. And then I'm going to try to do the bottom. Guys, wow, this is harder than I thought. Oh my god, what is going on? This looks like weird spider webs there. Okay, let's focus. I think I'm going to be doing like a double wing situation here. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. I might just have to use like a brush when it's dry to fix it. It's actually harder than it looks. I thought it was going to come out good, but somewhere along the line, something just happened. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and try to do this one. Okay, deep breath, because this is just stressful for nothing. So when I come here, I really want it thick. Close enough. I'm just going to keep on getting it thick at the edge here. Okay. Okay, not too bad. I'm just going to go ahead and thicken it so that it looks close enough. Okay. Hmm. Almost there. Okay. Now I'm just going to try to fix this one. Now for this one, I like to use like a brush to fix it. So this is what happens when like your mascara or something smudges. You just use a brush to scrape it off, like I'm doing. For some reason, this is just kind of smudging it. Wow, that was not my intention. Let me see. Oh no, that one just got ruined. I'm so tempted to just give up right now. I'm tired. I didn't think this would be this difficult, but see, there's a smudge here. Just gonna try to take it off and go back in with that palette. Okay, let's try to thicken the top one as well. Okay. Okay, not too bad. I'm gonna try to finish it off here. Close enough. So now let's try to do this part. Oh, this one looks so much better. Oh my god, this looks so much better. Oh god, guys, that one is such a disaster. How am I gonna remedy this one now? I don't want to believe that I have to clean this because I'm already stressed, guys. I'm already stressed. Like two different butterflies in one eye. Let's see. How can we fix this? Maybe I'm gonna do like this weird butterfly right now. I don't care. I might just go with this mess going on. Or maybe I just get my concealer and I'm just gonna clean it up and I'll start afresh. Just because I want them looking as close as possible. So I'm gonna put the concealer over that. Right. use my brush, place just a teeny bit over that, and I'm going to do it afresh. Yes, guys, afresh. I didn't expect this disaster, but there we have it. We can do nothing about it. I'm gonna grab my brush and I'm gonna try to blend this in. Although this is already proving difficult. I'm just gonna draw over it, really. No, I should have actually tried to brush it off before doing this. Oh my goodness. This is like getting worse at this point. Let's see. I might just have to use my wipe. Try to fix it. This is what you shouldn't do, guys. Okay. And I'm just wiping this down. Okay, just gonna let that dry. Nothing is unfixable. Just gotta be willing to try. So I'm gonna go back into my concealer, placing it there, and then I'll place my blush, and then I'm gonna place the butterfly again. Mhm. So I'm just blending this out. Then I'll be placing my blush, and then I'll be setting it. I should set it before my blush. I'm just gonna place my blush and blend it in. Just placing it again like so. Let's just fix this everything. And then I'm going to set the blush, and then I can go back into creating that under one. Okay, this is what it looks like. Now let's try to fix this once again and hope that everything goes well. So I like to go back with that eyeshadow, and I will be picking that shade. in the shade and just placing it here. And I'm going in with the blue. And then I'll go in with the purple for the edge. Okay. Yes, it was a blessing in disguise. So let's try to fix this and put on a little bit of mascara. Okay, maybe I think I should try it out this way. Okay, not too bad. Okay, I think this is the closest that I can get it. So I'm just going to try to fill the spot. This is what it looks like. Now for that front, I'm just going to go ahead and take some of my gold, and this I'll be placing under just to kind of seal it up. I'm just taking some gold and I'm placing it just to blend it in that corner. Okay, I think I need to close the mirror. Okay. Okay. So guys, the next thing I want to do is just to give it a little bit more depth just in here. So I'm just doing this here. Oh boy, that was pretty tough. So I like to finish this up by putting like some white dots just on the tip. So I'm gonna go in with very pointy brush, and this I'll be using to apply the dots. This I'm using like my eyeshadow primer just because it's like super white. I'm just placing it on top of that outline. I'm gonna go ahead and do for the top just a little bit. This has already like transformed it. I like it. Let's try to replicate it here. Um, move it in here. Um, Go ahead. You just had to mess it up. Just had to, guys. No worries. Get that black liner and just fix it. We're gonna fix it. We're gonna fix it. Okay. And I'm just going to place the white here again. And that is it. I'm going to go ahead and place like a very glittery eyeshadow all over this, and this will just complete this. So with eyeshadow it tends to fall out, so be careful. I'm just placing this glitter all over. Sadly, I don't have like a glitter glue, so just have to work with it the way it is. And I already see it's sparkling everywhere. It's a very sparkly butterfly. Okay, lot to fall out, guys. Lot to fall out. But this is what it looks like. I really like it. It came out looking really good. And now let's just put like the lipstick. And for the lipstick, I'm thinking something more hmm, more orangey peachy. So I'm gonna go ahead and use. So I'm gonna be using let's see, just a peachy shade. I want to use it with a pencil. Oh, guys, I am so tired. So taking the same pencil that I use for my brow, I'm just using it to run over my lip. So I'm just placing it like so. Just running it over. And this is what it's looking like. And this is looking good. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I'm going to be using my concealer palette to give me like the lipstick look. I'm going to be taking the shade to pair with that lipstick. To pair with the liner, guys. So I'm just placing it like so. I'm going to be blending it into that brown. So I'm just taking a fluffy brush. And this I'll be using to blend it. This is what it's looking like. I think I need some more of that brown, so I'm just going to go back with my pencil and just add some more definition. I think that the brown doesn't really show the way I want it to, so I think I'll be using my brown lipstick. And with this, I'm using a brush to apply it. Why so noisy? So this I am just placing like so. And I'm just lining it over that first brown. I don't think I need to overline my lip. This is perfect. And so I will be using that brush just to blend it again. I'm gonna keep on blending until I have like a really good blend. So you need a fluffy brush for your lip too, not just only your eyes. So invest in a good fluffy brush. Then I'm going to be placing this all over my lip. And voila, there you have it. And that's all you need for this. Now, for the final part, I'll be lining my bottom, um, the under of my eye. And I like to hold here and do this. And I want to just be lining it lightly, like so. Ooh. And this is what it's looking like. Then I will be using a mascara, and that will be the end of this look. Guys, this was so fun to do and stressful too, guys. This was really stressful. I didn't expect it to stress me like this. It was totally worth it. At least you guys learned how to fix like a makeup hack. Like you learned how to fix a makeup that has gone bad, like an eye makeup that is refusing to cooperate, guys. So I'm just taking my mascara. Jeez, this is so dry. Yeah, that is definitely not with me anymore. That mascara has left me. It left me a long time ago. Anyway, I'm using the Colossal from Maybelline. And this I'm just running on my lashes like so. And I'm running on the bottom one as well. So I really like to run mascara on my bottom lash just because it ends up coming out looking nice. Okay. I think I'm going to be wearing like false lashes today just to make this eye look pop. So I'm just going to put some mascara and then I will apply the falsies. So like I don't advise you like skipping your bottom lash just because it really just changes the whole look. Okay. This is what it's looking like. With the false lashes, everything is just gonna come together. So let's get that false lashes ready. And I'm using this one. I got this from Timo. So this is a very, very lovely lash. I love the way it is like so wispy. It curls upwards. It's just like pretty, like the prettiest thing ever. And it's not too long, so it's perfect if you don't like wearing long lashes. So I'm just gonna grab one and then I will be applying my glue. I'm using this glue from Kiss Beauty. This I found in Walmart, so I'm sure you can see it there. The best part of this glue is that when it dries, it's really transparent. So if you find that like you're just learning how to use like false lashes and you're not very precise with your placements, using a clear glue, like the glue that dries clear, is perfect for you. I like to blow it down so that it dries just a little bit before I go ahead and put on the lashes. But you also want to work quickly because when it dries down, you may have to just apply some more glue. So just let it dry just a little and then go ahead and wear it. So I really don't like to wear my lashes on camera because this is really difficult to do. Like you have to be very, very precise. And it takes so much time, but we're gonna do it today. All right, let's go ahead and get this ready. I'm just gonna keep on blowing it down until it's dry. Okay, I'm just gonna grab like a mirror just so that I can get like a closer look, and then I'll place this. Okay, almost there. Yeah, that definitely dried. Oh boy, I think I did it too much. So you can go ahead and just put like some glue to the end so that you can get it settled down. So when I have placed it, I like to use my hand to press it. I haven't worn lashes like in a while. Feels like a very weird thing to do. But anyway, not too bad. I'm gonna go ahead and do this one. This one tends to be even more troublesome. So It's gonna take a while, guys. Ah, boy. Wow, this actually was faster than the other one. Nope, still struggling with it. Yeah, that guy wasn't working with me. He definitely wasn't working with me. I'm just putting the glue again, and then I'm gonna let it dry just a bit. Mm, I really like the way this is looking. I like the way the purple went into the blue into the turquoise, and then into the yellow. I feel like it's a very nice combination. I really wanted to do like some pinks to it, but I was like, no, I haven't really done like blues. I'm always wearing pink, so I decided that I'm definitely just gonna wear blue. And I think it turned out really great. I wish I had like other shades of blue. I feel like they would have worked, but not too bad. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, work with me, work with me. Oh wow, it did work with me. Okay, okay. This one was much easier to do. Okay, so there you have it, guys. This makeup look is officially done. Okay, maybe I think like maybe slightly lightly packed blush would definitely suit this look just because the eyes are really busy already. So using like a lightly packed blush would go much better than this one. This is too full for this look, but nonetheless, I think it still looks nice. So we've come to the end of this tutorial. I'm just going to spray my face and then this tutorial will be done. Just going to blow this down. Guys, I just realized I didn't contour my nose. How great. Oh, today I really had fun creating this look. I really, really had fun, guys. This is the final result, guys. We have lots of lashes fall that fell, but in the end, this came out so nice. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you stay to the end, if you stay to the end, you're a rock star. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching my life. I do hope that you get to stay some more and watch like more videos, and also send my videos to your friends, to those who would like to like learn makeup. Like, share, comment, and I will see you guys tomorrow in my life. This life is already fast spent, so sorry guys. Tomorrow, I will see you guys in my life. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.